Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Arizona.
It's a Sunday afternoon in downtown Phoenix. That means it's time for D-backs baseball, presented by Sanderson Ford. Diamondbacks, after a dramatic win over LA last night, looking for a series win this afternoon. It's the D-backs and the Dodgers on Fox Sports Arizona. Good afternoon from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthune, Bob Brenly along the way. Robbie Ray and Kenta Maeda, your pitching matchup today. And with Chris Herman going on the DL with a hamstring issue, Bob, there's a new face in the D-backs lineup today.
Yeah, Mike Freeman, and immediately in the lineup, you know, that helps him out, gets over the butterflies right away. Mike has put up some good numbers at AAA Reno over the last 3 seasons. A couple of years ago was voted best strike zone judgment in the entire D-backs organization, something this team could use. They've only drawn 1 walk in 21 innings so far in the second half.
Yeah, he's had a red-hot bat for Phil Nevin down there with the Aces lately, hitting .352 in his last 30 games and getting the start here today. D-backs and Dodgers coming up next on Fox Sports Arizona. Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by CenturyLink. Switch to CenturyLink Prism TV for an advanced TV experience. Learn more at cprismtv.com. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Double Jack Burger today, only at Jack in the Box. By Oregano. Step up to the plate for a guaranteed home run at Oregano's, your neighborhood pizza joint, location statewide. And by your Valley Honda dealers, where you get more standard features for less money. On Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Lone Butte Casino. Get in on big wins. By Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. By Mattress Firm. Save money, sleep happy. By Yancey's Fancy, New York's finest artisan cheese. Well, a big day here at Chase Field this afternoon. The Phoenix Mercury star Diana Taurasi threw on our first pitch. It's Baxter's birthday. And the Diamondbacks a chance for a series win against the LA Dodgers as the D-backs are set to take the field in their Sunday red for the series finale versus LA. And before we get our ball game started here today, let's turn it over now to the voice of Chase Field, Mr. Chuck Drago.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and please remove your hats. Earlier this morning, an incident in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has claimed the lives of 3 police officers while in the line of duty. At this time, the Arizona Diamondbacks and Los Angeles Dodgers ask that you please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Now we ask that you please direct your attention to the field as we honor the United States of America and pay tribute to our veterans, active duty, and retired men and women of our armed services. The Arizona Diamondbacks and the Los Angeles Dodgers invite you to join in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, performed by Erica Cardenas.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Field on a Sunday afternoon downtown Phoenix. Diamondbacks looking for the series win against the LA Dodgers. D-backs 3-5 versus the Dodgers this year, but last night's dramatic 12th inning walk-off win has given the D-backs, Bob, a chance to take this series.
Boy, if you're going to garner any momentum, last night's ball game should give the D-backs some momentum. What an exciting way to end that ball game. Maybe not so much for Dave Roberts and the Dodgers, but here's how Dave's going to line them up this afternoon. Howie Kendrick leading off in left field. Justin Turner at third base. Corey Seager at short. Scott Van Slyke getting the start at first base today. Yasiel Puig out in center field with Chris Taylor at second. A.J. Ellis catching. Zach Walters in right field. And Kenta Maeda doing the pitching.
Bob Davidson is our plate umpire this afternoon. He'll have the balls and strikes. Robbie Ray set to deliver the first pitch to Howie Kendrick, and we're underway, the D-backs and the Dodgers. And there's a strike, 0-1. Howie Kendrick, 271 and 4 home runs. He has had a sensational series, 7 for 10 through the first 2 games. He's also walked twice. Robbie Ray jumps ahead, 0-2. Some zip on that fastball. Straight heat so far from Robbie Ray.
94, 95, 96.
That'll work. We're down both of our home plate umpires from last night. We lost Dale Scott in the first inning when he took a foul ball off the mask. Lance Barrett replaced him. And now both Dale Scott and Lance Barrett are not here today. So we've got 2 new umpires. Ted Barrett, who's a Valley native, is working third base today. And Stu Sherwater has been called in to take over at second. Here's Bob Davidson behind the plate. The crew chief today is Dan Isonia, the first base umpire. Another long at bat for Howie Kendrick after he fell down 0-2. There's a ground ball to Gene Segura. And one away for your Arizona Ford starting pitcher. It is Robbie Ray. And Robbie looking for the consistency to match the stuff out there. He's 0-3 in his last 4 starts.
A few mechanisms that Robbie's been using lately to try to relax himself and focus on that strike zone, that deep breath. We saw that for a few games, and now he's added, I don't know what else you would call it. When he exhales after the deep breath, you'll watch his lips vibrate out there on the mound. Just things to allow him to relax a little bit, really focus on that target.
Yeah, he just did that lip thing a moment ago. Here's Corey Seager, the shortstop. Lights the first one off. Jam shot to short for Ahmed. Eye on defense for the D-backs is brought to you by Nationwide Vision Centers.
I like the fact that Chip Hale gets Mike Freeman in there right away in right field this afternoon. Don't make him sit on the bench and worry about his first start in the major leagues. Get him in there right away. Michael Bourne in center, Brandon Drury in left. It'll be Lamb and Ahmed on the left side of the infield. Segura and Goldschmidt on the right side, with Tuffy Gosewich getting a start behind the plate today for lefty Robbie Ray.
Mike Freeman called up from AAA Reno today. Chris Herman was placed on the disabled list. He's got a right hamstring strain. So our first look at Mike Freeman out there in right field. Here's Justin Turner, the Dodgers third baseman. Two outs on 7 pitches so far for Robbie Ray. And there's a strike at 95. It's 0-1 on Turner, who's batting .259. He's got 14 home runs. 3 hits in the series. He homered Friday. He's also walked 3 times. Robbie Ray's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes.
I'm not great at math, but he's thrown 9 pitches, all strikes. I'd say that's pretty good.
I think you're better at math than you think. That's why you have a staff to figure these things out.
Just pounding that strike zone early.
Attack. That's always when Robbie's been at his best, when he's aggressive and going after these hitters and not nibbling out there. Off the glove of Ray, Nick Ahmed will pivot and throw him out. A nice quick 1-2-3 first for Robbie Ray. Diamondbacks coming up. pitcher for the Dodgers. It's Kenta Maeda. 8-6 in 18 starts, an excellent 2.95 ERA. Diamondbacks have faced Maeda twice this year. He won here at Chase Field the last time we saw him. That was June 14th, a month ago.
Coming off a real good outing against the San Diego Padres. Went 7 innings, struck out 13 Padres batters, did not walk a man, gave up only 2 hits in his 7 innings of work. You see his numbers on the season.
The lineup for Chip Hale's Diamondbacks this afternoon. Gene Segura leads it off.
He'll be at second base. Michael Bourne in center field. Paul Goldschmidt at first base. Jake Lamb down at third. Brandon Drury again in left field today with Michael Freeman in right. Tuffy Gosowich catching. Nick Ahmed at shortstop and Robbie Ray on the mound.
Segura homered Friday, his only hit of the series. He's 1 for 10. Stay hot. I want you poised and ready.
I was ready.
You were in position. Impressive.
Strained a groin and pulled a hamstring getting up out of my chair, but I was ready.
305 and 7 homers for Gene. Maeda, of course, has got that wind up and delivery that kind of unfolds like a pocket knife. All the little different Swiss Army things come out individually, it seems.
Yeah, a lot of starts and stops, all part of what Maeda will do to try to disrupt the timing of the hitters in the batter's box.
You might remember the last time Kenta Maeda was here, he had to leave the ball game. Goldie hit a line drive right off his shin, and he limped into the dugout, but still got the win in that game. Left after 5 1/3. On the ground to Corey Seager. The Dodgers shortstop has it, 1 down. Our eye on defense for LA, brought to you by Nationwide Vision Centers.
Dodgers will feature an outfield of Kendrick in left, Puig in center today. Zach Walters over in right field. It'll be Justin Turner and Corey Seager on the left side of the infield, with Chris Taylor and Scott Van Slyke on the right side. Veteran A.J. Ellis behind the plate today for the right-hander Kenta Maeda.
Michael Bourne. Justin Turner will come in a couple of steps on the grass at third. And it's 1-0 on Bourne. There's Turner. Will back off a bit now. Bourne at 260 and 2 home runs. Michael has 3 hits in the series. Had a 2-run triple Friday in the opener. No, he didn't, says Ted Barrett. No, that's Lance Barrett down there.
Change it again.
I had a feeling.
That's why you use pencil on the scoreboard.
Exactly. He was announced as Ted earlier, and I don't think that's Ted Barrett, and sure enough, it wasn't. 2-0 on Bourne. So Lance Barrett is here today after taking over behind the plate last night. Base hit for Bourne. It rolls into right center field. He's hustling around first, and he'll try. Oh, he's going to put the brakes on. Hurry up there, Michael. Took the biggest of big turns, but it's a 1-out single.
That's the way you're supposed to do it. Run till they make you stop. Michael Bourne using his speed out of that batter's box, busting it down that first base line. He's going to take a big turn if that throw is offline, or if Puig has any trouble handling the ball out there in right center. He continues on to second base. Once the throw is online, slam on the brakes and hustle back to the bag.
Flirted with a point of no return there.
Yeah, he did. He was out there quite a ways, about a third of the way, maybe a little more than that, down to second base.
Aggressive base running brings up Goldie. Goldie 3 hits and 3 RBIs in the series. He homered Friday. Paul in there at 297 and 16 home runs. Two and 0.
Maeda will feature a 4-pitch mix out there on the mound. Fastball, curveball, slider, change. Although he relies heavily on the slider, especially earlier this season, has committed more to some of his other pitches. But when he gets in trouble, expect to see a lot of sliders.
Talking to Oral Hershiser about that before the ball game. Was working Dodgers TV just to our left here. They've had to almost talk Maeda into throwing that fastball. The conviction has not quite been there. There's the Bulldog working with Joe Davis on Dodger television. I think Maeda said when he got up here in spring training in Glendale, he was impressed, to say the least, with the average bat speed in the major leagues, and maybe that scared him off his fastball just a bit. Curveball missed there, and Goldie's ahead 3-1.
We mentioned Mike Freeman coming up from the minor leagues and voted best strike zone discipline in the organization a couple of years ago by Baseball America. It's interesting to note that this is the 420th plate appearance for the Diamondbacks in the month of July. They've drawn 19 walks. 4 of those were intentional.
How's the plate discipline?
Very aggressive at bats by the Diamondbacks offensively, up and down the lineup. There were 4 walks in the game last night, but 3 of those were intentional.
Well, that
Brandon Drury's was the only unintentional walk in the game last night.
They've had some rough pitching lately. There's no getting around that, but that may be part of the reason why they lost 13 of 15 at one stretch before last night's win. Bourne takes off. Goldie fouls that one off. A.J. Ellis back there. We'll do it again.
I mean, any manager, any hitting coach will tell you they don't want the batters going to the plate looking for a walk. You want to go up there and swing the bat and make something happen, but within that framework, you have to swing at strikes. And unfortunately, Diamondbacks have chased some pitches out of the zone. They've missed some pitches in the zone, but the base on balls has been a non-factor in the month of July.
Yeah, Goldie, who was leading the major leagues in walks, has only walked once all month. Bourne off with a pitch again. Goldie reaches down and knocks it into right field, and Michael will hit for third. Close play in there, and he is safe, says Lance Barrett. A good throw from Zach Walters. They almost had Bourne.
See Michael Bourne on the move. Nice job of hitting and running by Paul Goldschmidt. Just bumped that ball into right field. Big arm by Zach Walters out there. I'm not sure why Michael Bourne isn't sliding into third base right there. Made it a close play.
Dodgers think it's pretty close. They're having their video people take a look. Dave Roberts asking for a moment. I think he's telling Bob Davidson to proceed. There will be no challenge from the Dodger dugout. And they'll bring up the red-hot Jake Lamb. It's hard to do it any better than this young man has done as of late. Leading the Diamondbacks with 20 home runs and 63 RBIs. Batting .299 on the year.
11 of his 63 RBI this year have come in the 9th inning.
He is second in the National League at OPS behind only Anthony Rizzo. Leading the league in slugging. And leading the majors with 8 triples. And a big one last night, Bob, that's for sure. How about Jake Lamb? Had the double that tied it in the 9th with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Bourne scored. And then in the 12th, the leadoff triple, and he became the winning run.
Each one equally as impressive. Took a fastball away and drove it over the head of the left fielder to go to the opposite field, and then showed a really quick bat on a pitch inside and jerked it down into the right field corner.
Jake 5 for 9 in the series, 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 RBIs. He's got Bourne at third, Goldie at first, and 1 out. Slow curveball in there for a strike. Good chance for Jake to give the Diamondbacks the early lead. Only Nolan Arenado has more RBIs among Major League third basemen than Jake Lamb. Drives it to center. Puig's out there. He got a late break and he can't catch it. Bourne will score, and the D-backs lead it 1-0.
Obviously a natural right fielder playing center field today. Misreads this ball. Jake hit it out near the end of the bat, so it's not going to carry nearly as well as you might think. Nice effort by Puig right at the very end just to knock that one down, but the Diamondbacks take an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, he kind of froze when it was hit right at him, and by the time he figured out where it was going, it was too late. So it's 1-0 Diamondbacks. 3 straight 1-out singles bring up last night's walk-off hero, Brandon Drury. Brandon 268, 9 home runs. That walk-off single in the 12th last night is only hit of the series. This was the big moment last night, the Diamondbacks' second walk-off win of the year.
Yeah, kind of an uncharacteristic approach for Brandon Drury, a guy that's usually looking to pull that ball in the air to left field. Just stayed behind it, shot it through that right side of the infield for the game win.
Try to get a big inning going here against Maeda. 2 on, 1 out, 1 run already in. Base hit. It rolls into right center. Goldie will score. It rolls all the way to the wall. Here comes Jake Lamb, and Brandon Drury has a 2-run double.
The game winner last night. 2 RBI on this line drive to the gap in right center field tonight. I like seeing Brandon Drury hit the ball that direction. I mentioned he likes to pull the ball. He likes to lift it in the air to left field. But when he's staying on pitches and driving him to right center, that's when he's at his best.
Well, a good spot for the major league debut of 28-year-old Mike Freeman. His first big league at bat. Called up from AAA Reno today. Chris Herman went on the DL with a right hamstring strain. And Mike down there with the Aces hitting almost .320. Freeman had been among Reno's hottest hitters as of late. In his last 30 games with the Aces, he's hit .352. Oh, 0-1. Mike Freeman has played most of the last 3 seasons with Reno in the Coast League. He's played a lot of infield in his time, second base, shortstop. He's seen some outfield time as well. Getting the start in his first big league game today in right field, and it's 0-2.
Uncharted territory for Kenta Maeda. Had only given up 4 first-inning runs in his previous 18 starts. He's already given up 3 here in the first inning today.
3 singles and a double, all with 1 out. Drury at second. It's 3-0. 0-2 on Mike Freeman in his first big league at bat. You remember your first big league at bat? I bet you were scared to death.
I was. I think everybody is. I mean, scared maybe not be the right word, because you know it's something you've done your whole life, but the anticipation and the anxious feelings, the butterflies, just off the charts.
Oh, he's up there against a pretty crafty right-hander right now in Kenta Maeda. The 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Mike Freeman, a .290 lifetime hitter in the minor leagues over parts of 7 seasons. 28 years old. He'll be 29 in August. Got him. First strikeout for Maeda. 2 down.
Chases a pitch that's probably up out of the zone right there. Just up above the letters of Freeman.
Well, a chance for Tuffy Gozawish getting the start behind the plate today. Tuffy 3 for 8 this year. He's appeared in only 3 games. Batting .375, his first game action since July 9th. That was the Saturday before the All-Star break, so it's been a little over a week. There's strike 1. Talk about Mike Freeman having a big year with the Aces. Tuffy Gozawish was a Coast League All-Star with Reno this year. He was hitting .342 at AAA when he was called up not too long ago. Had 9 home runs playing for Phil Nevin down there. And check his swing. Maeda gets a couple of strikeouts to Strand Drury, but the Diamondbacks get 3. They lead it 3-0. Diamondbacks fans introducing Pepsi Moji. Every time you grab an ice cold Pepsi 20-ounce bottle this summer, you'll find a Pepsi Moji on the side of the bottle. And there are hundreds of different designs, so show the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi Moji using hashtag #SayItWithPepsi. Well, Robbie Ray handed a 3-0 lead. Let's look for the shutdown inning right here. Scott Van Slyke leads it off for LA. Robbie Ray, a very efficient 10-pitch 1-2-3 first inning, 3 ground ball outs, just what you're looking for. Good start there. Strike 1.
11 pitches, 11 strikes.
What are you saying?
I don't think that's ever been done before.
He's tied a record. Yeah. He's out there grunting. Miss with that one though, and it's 1-1.
Better get somebody warming up.
Well, they got 10 guys back there. Might have 11 if they sign Diana Taurasi. I think she might have hit 90 on the radar gun. That was an impressive opening pitch.
Wicked first pitch.
Yeah, real good fastball from the Mercury star. 1-2 on Van Slyke, who's in there at 231 with 1 homer. This is belted. It's off the wall. Drury gets it back in there quickly, but Van Slyke is in there with his 5th double.
Like getting the start at first base for Adrian Gonzalez today. Shows a good quick bat for a long, lanky ball player. Drops the head on that one, shoots it over the head of Brandon Drury for a leadoff double.
Yasiel Puig getting a big hand here. They love him here in Phoenix. 257 and 7 home runs.
Big favorite of the helmet maker.
I had a poor at bat in the big spot last night and took it out on the old chapeau. And he gets one up and in from Robbie Ray. Well, we had this happen on Friday, and as soon as it did, Dan Isonia, who had the plate that night, warned everybody.
Second baseman, number 3, Chris Taylor.
Four-seamer off the back of the upper arm there of Yasiel Puig.
Well, as we learned Friday night, you don't want to put men on base ahead of Chris Taylor.
Who?
Chris Taylor, who's stepping in there between the Mariners and the Dodgers this year. He's hit .292 with a homer. That 1 home run, his first major league homer. It came here Friday, and it was a grand slam as he came just a bunt single shy of the cycle.
Yeah, Dodgers put 18 hits on the board, 13 runs the first game of this series, and Chris Taylor was the hitting star of the ball game. You look at this Dodger lineup, and there's a lot of guys you would probably pick ahead of Chris Taylor, but boy, did he have a great night on Friday.
Yeah, he had all 3 hits against 3 different pitchers. And when he came up a single shy of the cycle in his final at bat, he tried to bunt for a base hit, and Josh Colmector made a terrific play and threw him out. So conference is over on the mound for the Diamondback infield, and we're set to go. 2 on, nobody out. Still not sure how I feel about that bunt single attempt to get the cycle. I think if he would have another choice, he'd probably have to swing away.
I think you're probably right. I didn't really have a major issue with it, only because, as we've seen in this ballpark many times, you could put runs on the board in bunches, and at the time it was a 5-run lead for the Dodgers, so I didn't really feel like it was rubbing it in, but certainly it was a selfish attempt. Yeah.
It wasn't like piling on or anything like that. That's not really my point. It's just like kind of really. I remember when the last day of the year a few years ago, when Jose Reyes was first with the Mets, he had a chance to win the batting title on the last day and started bunting like crazy.
And then once he got the hit,
checked out.
Yeah. Took himself out of the ball game. Unlike Ted Williams, who stayed in and played.
Teddy ball game, 6 for 8 in Philly.
6 for 8 in a doubleheader. Yeah.
406. That's when men were men.
That's right.
No one bunted ever. 2-1 on Chris Taylor. Taylor picked up by the Dodgers in the middle of last month from Seattle. They got him in a trade for pitcher Zach Lee.
We talked about it with Andrew Tolles in the lineup in center field last night for the Dodgers, along with Chris Taylor. Gives them 2 really good sources of speed when they're in that lineup, something that the Dodgers don't have a lot of.
Good slider from Robbie Ray, and it's 2-2. Well, Robbie given a 3-0 lead in immediate trouble here. A double and a hit batter. 2 on, nobody out. Fastball at 2-2, misses up and in, and it's a full count. So Robbie could have not have asked for a more efficient first inning. 3 ground ball outs on 10 pitches, but quickly laboring in the second. A.J. Ellis on deck. Van Slyke takes off for third, and it's ball 4. The bases are loaded with no outs. Puig held his ground at first base. Van Slyke took off, but the walk will load him up for Ellis.
It turns out to be a non-factor since Robbie walked Chris Taylor there, but that's how Puig, I think he's still a little angry over getting hit by that pitch. He wasn't really working hard for his lead down there at first base, wasn't watching the runner in front of him as the ball got into the hitting zone, and he was left standing at first base as Scott Van Slyke was sliding into third.
The Dodgers catcher today, 95-mile-an-hour fastball is strike 1. Ellis 195 with a homer. Little conversation there with Bob Davidson. Ellis 5 for his last 30 at the plate to close the season's first half. Robbie jumps ahead 0-2. Ellis usually is the personal catcher for Clayton Kershaw, but Kershaw's on the DL right now with that mild disc herniation. They expect him back this week. So it's been a while since Ellis has been in there.
And certainly not uncommon for A.J. Ellis to take as many pitches as possible per at bat.
Always a patient hitter. He has walked more than he struck out this season. He learned to do that in the minor leagues. He said he was a lousy hitter, so figured he'd just stop swinging.
Very quickly learned that the best way to help the team was don't swing.
And suddenly he's getting on base all the time, and everyone's going, hey, look at this guy. Well, Robbie spiked that one tough. He's on it, and everybody stays put.
Wow, what a tough block that was for Tuffy Gosewich. That ball hit way out in front of home plate. Look where this thing hits. Not even in your picture. Tuffy plays it right off the chest protector. Nice job. Of course, that's no surprise. We saw Tuffy do that repeatedly in catching for the Diamondbacks in the past before that knee injury.
Does a tremendous job back there. 2-2 on A.J. Ellis. Bases full, no outs. And Robbie Ray gets a big pitch with that slider again, and he's got his first strikeout.
It takes some guts to come right back with another slider after that one hit about 5 feet in front of home plate on the pitch before, but this one is executed perfectly for a swinging strike 3.
Right to that back foot on the right-hand hitter. So with the one down, here's Zach Walters, the right fielder. Former Diamondback draftee. D-backs drafted Walters out of the University of San Diego with a 9th round pick back in 2010. Since then he's played for several different teams. Washington Nationals, Cleveland Indians, now the LA Dodgers. And spent most of this year with their AAA club at Oklahoma City, hitting almost 300. .97 from Robbie Ray.
Walters really has a lot of head movement as that ball's being delivered. I think of Denard Span of the Giants, another guy who really moves his head a lot as the ball's being delivered. Ideally, that head should not move at all. Give you the best possible look at that ball.
Boy, Robbie Ray, he's not fooling around now. Not a whole lot of lefties, even at this level, who can bring that kind of heat. And from what we've seen, Bob, he can do that 6-7 innings. That velocity is there right at the end of the ball game, just like it is at the beginning.
He's been able to carry it through his starts, which is a really good sign. Sometimes guys will throw hard early in the game when you've got a little extra adrenaline going, but as the game progresses, you start to run out of gas a little bit.
Got him. 96. Ring him up and sit him down.
Occasionally when you start pounding fastballs in there in the high 90s, the umpire will get involved. They'll get caught up in it. They hear that ball popping in the mitt. They sense that the fans are into it, that the pitcher on the mound is really firing the ball, and occasionally the umpire will get caught up in it too.
Well, Robbie Ray walking the high wire here. A couple of strikeouts. 2 down now for the pitcher Maeda, who has homered this year. Hit a home run at Petco Park in San Diego, and it's 0-1. He had bases loaded, nobody out. He struck out Ellis. He struck out Walters. Fly ball center field. Michael Bourne is there. And Robbie Ray leaves them loaded. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks.
Up 3 as we head to the bottom of the second. I'm Kate Longworth. Well, they say a win is a win, but even Chip Hale admitted last night's come-from-behind extra inning victory meant that much more to the Diamondbacks. And his players agreed, telling me that it was a great confidence boost. Chip cited it as a total team effort, saying there were a lot of positives, from the resilient pitching to the sharp defense and clutch hitting. He said this is the winning baseball he wants to see from his team the second half. He said they went out there and they were relentless. They were making things happen, not letting their opponent dictate the way the game would go.
Got to keep that mojo working here as Nick Ahmed leads off the second against Kenta Maeda. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Boy, Ahmed collided with A.J. Ellis, and the ball drops in, and they're going to rule interference here. Or obstruction, I should say. A.J. Ellis went back to get that one, and he banged into Nick Ahmed. The ball dropped in, and Bob Davidson has called him out.
It looked like Bob Davidson was telling Nick, you have to make an effort to run to first, and Nick's arguing it was a foul ball. I don't have to run to first.
He might have even been in the batter's box. Well, when the runner interferes with a fielder, it's interference. Dan Isonia is the acting crew chief. They're trying to calm Nick down now. And Nick's got to be careful here. Chip Hale is giving it to Dan Isonia, the first base umpire.
Dan Isonia, in his role as the crew chief, that's what the crew chief generally will do. As an argument goes on long enough, he'll come in and try to diffuse the situation, but you can clearly see a foul ball. Nick standing basically right on home plate.
Bob Davidson immediately signaled right there.
JL may have bitten his tongue or bit his lip right there, running into the back of Nick Ahmed while he was looking up at that pop-up.
So there's one out in the bottom of the second. Here's Robbie Ray. Of course, it was Iasonia who, as we mentioned earlier, warned both benches in that ball game Friday when he had home plate. That didn't go over well with either manager.
Maybe a little bit of an overreaction.
And Slyke has it. Maeda covers, and there's 2 down. That's batter interference, is how you score that at home, if you're wondering. So now 2 outs for Gene Segura, who grounded out his first time up.
Check the rule book here. There's some specific wording in there about plays around home plate just like that.
Well, Bob Davidson wasted no time. As soon as he saw it, he called it. So he certainly saw something that he didn't like.
Just quickly doing the Reader's Digest version of the rule book here. It sounds like if Nick stayed in the batter's box.
He did.
Yeah, it looked like he was standing on home plate when contact was made.
Gotcha.
He was still within the right-handed batter's box and contact was made, and the umpire felt it was not an intentional effort to disrupt the fielder, then it's just a foul ball.
All right, watch where he's standing. Is he in the box or on the plate? Yeah, he is on home plate.
Out of the box right there. I think that's the determining factor.
Appears to be the correct call by the plate umpire Bob Davis. It's always impressive when the umpires make the correct call on a play you rarely see, but they know right away. Two and two on Gene Segura. I always go back to that play in the 1975 World Series with Ed Armbrister and Carlton Fisk, and Larry Barnett was the plate umpire in that game. And Fisk threw wildly into the outfield, and it was a whole big hoo-ha about it. That's the sort of the most famous batter interference play maybe ever. Only the Red Sox didn't get the call from Larry Barnett that time. 2 and 2. There's a lazy fly ball out to Walters in right field. Well, a weird, wild second inning. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks.
And of course, everybody knows it's Baxter's birthday today, which brings us to our Valley Honda dealer key to the ball game. Make it a happy birthday for Baxter. Has all his mascot friends here at the ballpark today.
Oh yeah, it was a big deal. They got everybody. They got U of A, ASU, Howlers here. Big Red is here from the Cardinals. Too many to keep track of all his mascot buddies.
Mr. Slice.
Yes, there was I know your favorite mascot from Papa John's. Mr. Slice the pizza was here. Howie Kendrick leads off the LA third. Yeah, it's a big birthday day here today. Charlie Steiner, the voice of Dodger Radio, just down to our left here. It's Charlie's birthday. I used to work with Charlie a long time ago, back in Connecticut. Why are we doing double bumps? Of course, he would always anchor the 6 o'clock show on Fridays, and he would say, "That'll do it for the 6 o'clock. We'll see you Monday," as if there would be no sports centers on over the weekend.
News over the weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah, you weren't going to hear anything, right?
He's a character. Follow me to freedom, Charlie Steiner. And it's also the birthday for D-backs reliever Silvino Braccio today.
Big day.
So birthday cake and ice cream all over the ballpark. There's Silvino Braccio. Remember that commercial with Evander Holyfield walking around the campus looking for Charlie Steiner. Charlie, come on out here and take your whooping. Charlie was hiding under the desk.
And then there was that great bit where he totally lost it, couldn't stop laughing.
That was a daily occurrence.
Yeah.
Yes. Usually he was able to collect himself before the commercial ended and he could just continue, but sometimes not. 3-2 on Kendrick.
Man, what a pest. What a pest. I mean that in the most complimentary way. Professional hitter that will just battle you every at bat.
7-4-11 in the series so far. Well, Robbie, who had a 10-pitch 1-2-3 first, really had to work out of a bases loaded no out jam in the second. And he's working hard again here in the third with Kendrick now with 40 pitches, 28 strikes. Leadoff walk, second walk issued by Robbie Ray today.
Everything inside except for the last pitch, which according to Fox Tracks nipped that upper outside corner for strike three, but a little different approach that time by Robbie Ray. Most of the Diamondback staff has tried to go in and out, up and down, mix their pitches, change speeds against Howie Kendrick. That time Robbie Ray just kept pounding him inside until that final pitch. Howie Kendrick has already seen 14 pitches in this game in 2 at bats.
Corey Seager. 96 from Robbie, and strike one. Seager grounded out his first time. He's got 3 hits in the series, including 2 doubles. You gonna have one of those big Sundays today? This is a National Ice Cream Day.
I might have a couple of them.
Double header. We'll roll you on out of here. Send you back home to Joan. He's your problem now.
I got a bellyache.
There it is, the D-backs triple play Sunday. It's a giant, real-sized batting helmet full of ice cream. And it is a sensation here. It's only $25. I think it weighs 8 pounds.
And it's a Bruce Bochy model helmet, so that tells you how much ice cream is in there.
Well,
can't help it. It's the head I was born with.
yeah, you can ask for the regular size or the Bochy size. One and one on Seager. Boy, tough. He's working hard back there today. Quick feet. I think if my nickname was Tuffy, I would have Tuffy on the front of my chest protector. Kosowicz seems a little formal.
Yeah, way too formal. Too many letters.
Yeah.
Toughie. Little customization on that hockey mask too. He's got his number on the side of it. That's new.
I think that might be illegal. Double play ball here. Segura, Ahmed, Goldie, they roll it. Well, Robbie got 3 ground ball outs in the first. Just got 2 with 1 ground ball here in the third.
Yeah, Seager stumbled getting out of the box, which made it a really easy double play. Watch Nick come across the bag and realize, I don't have to hurry this one at all. Seager not even in your picture.
It was one of those want to get away moments. 2 down for Turner. Stays away from the fastball on the first pitch and steals strike 1. Turner 14 home runs this year. He homered Friday into the camera well. Almost got our guy Toby out there. Duffy not able to block that one. Robbie spiked a number of those pitches here today.
Yeah, that was a changeup that time. Tried to come right back with another off-speed pitch after that first pitch curveball and just kind of overthrew it, spiked it in the dirt. And if you're going to miss so badly the hitter can't do damage with the pitch. Don't leave it up over the heart of the plate.
Fights that one off at 95, and it's 1-2. Justin Turner back in the first week of June was hitting only .220 for the year. But since June the 10th, he's hit over .320 with 10 homers. Swung through it, gets a nice hop off the backstop, but Tuffy's really going to have to hustle here. They have no chance.
Tuffy just got caught in between. Looked like he was going to flip the catcher's mitt around, fingers down, and try to block that ball, but at the last minute tried to catch it in the air and does neither.
Second time in this series we've seen a batter reach on a strikeout wild pitch. Brings up Scott Van Slyke, who doubled to lead off the second. Second time that Robbie Ray has hit a Dodger right-hand hitter up and in. He hit Puig earlier. He got Van Slyke almost in the same spot. Van Slyke took that one off the elbow the other day. Remember that?
This looked like it hit him on the back leg. He got the front leg out of the way and hits him on the hamstring of the right leg just above the back of the knee. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get hit there before.
He got plunked on the elbow Friday by Josh Colmenter. He's had a tough series, Scott Van Slyke. So 2 hit batters in the ball game for Robbie Ray have put 2 on with 2 outs. He's at 50 pitches, 33 strikes, and here's Puig, who got plunked his first time up. Mike Butcher going to get out there and have a chat. Robbie's been throwing the ball hard. He's been a little bit all over the place here today, throwing pitches in the dirt, up and in on guys, almost behind Van Slyke that time.
Occasionally call that effectively wild. When you miss extremely badly out of the zone, but when you're in the zone, very effective.
We'll see what he does here with Puig. There is that home run Sunday. I could feed a family of 5. does it. Steps on the bag for the force on Van Slyke, and that's it. Robbie Ray keeps it a 3-0 ball game. Diamondbacks coming up in the home half. It'll be Michael Bourne, then Goldie, followed by Jake Lamb. It's 3-0 D-backs. Fans, we invite you to participate in Gila River game nights by signing up at one of the interactive kiosks located right here at Chase Field during any Diamondbacks regular season home game. Always popular here at the ballpark. Michael Bourne leads off the Diamondback third against Kenta Maeda. Bourne singled, scored a run his first time up. He's got 4 hits in the series now. By the way, I have some data on the triple play Sunday.
Oh, good.
That's a pretend ice cream sandwich. All of Baxter's mascot buddies are here celebrating his birthday. But this is how they make it. It's got 15 different ingredients. It weighs 2 pounds. 3 scoops of love-it-sized chocolate, strawberry, and cake batter ice cream, 2 brownies, 2 waffles, whipped topping, sprinkles, 3,500 calories.
Oh boy.
Taylor at second.
So it's just a snack, you're saying?
Yeah, it's, you know, you got the munchies. Have 2 pounds worth of ice cream in honor of National Ice Cream Day here at the ballpark today. The D-backs triple play Sunday. There's Kate. Look at that.
Working her way through it.
Well, she's got 9 innings. Maybe finish that thing off. These guys have some help. It's a team effort over there. Rarely have I ever eaten ice cream bigger than someone's head.
Rarely. That means occasionally you have.
There was that one day. Goldie singled and scored in his first at bat. 3,500 calories in that thing. It weighs 2 pounds. But if there's 3 or 4 of you, $25. Sure. You can gather around.
I like the fact that they use cake batter ice cream.
I see. It's like at a baseball thing.
Yeah.
Let's go to town on that thing. He might have wanted that breaking ball, but it's 2-1. Only here at the ballpark from our friends at Cold Stone. That's the best part of it. It's filled with Cold Stone. You're gonna build a triple play Sunday. You don't go to any old place. You go to Cold Stone. That's you want the best. It's the best ice cream in town. Well, don't feed the camera, people. No.
I only have one question.
What is that?
Where's ours?
It's a fair point. Goldie. Oh, Seager's right there. Boy, just makes a perfect throw every time. I'm surprised that you and your staff haven't already arranged a triple play Sunday.
This is why they're occasionally reliable.
Good point. You don't expect them to miss a big picture item like this. You know, the little stuff, some things fall through the cracks. It's fine, but how do you screw this one up?
And on a related point, how do you get this job? Dr. Maya Warren is here for National Ice Cream Day representing Cold Stone. She's the taste master. Where do you sign up for that job? Of course, I guess if you have to be a doctor to do it, that eliminates me right away.
Well, Mentos has the fresh maker, the taste master. So you're eating ice cream all day.
Pretty much.
I think both of us could apply for that job. Jake Lamb hits a high fly ball, deep center field. Puig backing up, looking up, and it's gone. Number 21 for Jake Lamb, and it's 4-0. Well, I continue, Bob, to campaign for you and I to do a game on that home run porch out there. Maybe on Tuesday, Jake Lamb hit it right there.
I'm telling you, we're going to have to bring a glove and a helmet if we're going to sit out there. Jake Lamb hitting the ball right where we're hoping to telecast a game. He crushed that curveball, waited on it perfectly.
Brandon Drury. Well, Jake Lamb gets his 21st home run. Diamondbacks have a 4-0 lead as we close the third.
By 4 as we head to the 4th inning. I'm Kate Longworth, and it's a rough job sometimes in the office. You have to go to a ballpark, eat a triple play, but guys, somebody has to do it. You know, this is of course Diamondbacks triple play, and in the spirit of National Ice Cream Day and Baxter's birthday, I'm enjoying. They do say it's for up to 25 people to enjoy. They did give me 3 spoons and said it was for our crew, but you know, I'm just kind of enjoying it down here field level. What do you think?
I leave it to you. I mean, your staff has really screwed this up.
I'm hurt.
The good news is I'm also getting a workout while I eat, guys. It weighs 2 pounds, so between each spoon, I'm lifting the helmet up and down.
The D-backs triple play Sunday. Chris Taylor leads off the LA 4th against Robbie Ray.
But this Robbie Ray started this inning at the 51 pitch mark. 15 of those deliveries coming to Howie Kendrick. 36 pitches to the rest of the Dodger lineup.
Kendrick has grounded out and walked. Well, Taylor And a big night Friday knocks that one into right field. A leadoff single. Taylor has walked and singled so far. The catcher A.J. Ellis, a strikeout victim his first time. A.J. Ellis now at 35 years of age, his 9th season in the big leagues, all with the Dodgers.
See a little bit of a red spot on his chin there where he ran into Nick Ahmed on that play at home plate. Put this way, A.J.
He's busy focusing on Chris Woodward for the sign. Here's a look. Fastball's in there, and it's 1-1. A.J. Ellis from Lexington, Kentucky, played his college ball at Austin Peay, the Governors. You see a lot of major leaguers out of Austin Peay. 18th round pick by the Dodgers back in '03. Chases a high fastball and strikes out. One away in the 4th.
Hey, fans, you're going to want to mark your calendar. August 6th is Zach Greinke bobblehead day right here at Chase Field. The first 20,000 fans to see the D-backs Brewers 5-10 game will get a Zach Greinke bobblehead courtesy of Safe Light Auto Glass. Visit dbacks.com.
Here's Zach Walters, who struck out his first time up. I've just been handed a late breaking bulletin, as they used to say back in the day. Your staff, you've really got to get your people together, because your staff is now not even bothered informing you. I have been informed that we have in fact obtained permission to broadcast Tuesday's game against the Blue Jays from right there in the home run porch.
Nice.
You and I will be out there calling the game from the home run porch Tuesday against Toronto.
Just a little puzzling that my staff.
Well, again, I didn't want to embarrass you, but
I'm not in the loop with my own staff.
A little awkward, frankly. So you will be out there. That's going to be fun. That's a great seat out there.
Yeah, right where Jake Lamb's home run ball landed.
Yeah, of course, if your staff could have, fast tracked this a little sooner, we might have been out there for Jake's home run, but we'll settle for Tuesday's game against Toronto. That'll be Zach Godley and Aaron Sanchez for the Blue Jays. Slow roller to third. And Taylor hustles into second. He beats the throw from Lamb. Stu Sherwater, the second base umpire. Let's have a look.
Well, you see Jake playing very deep. Got to the ball, got rid of it quickly, but we've talked about Taylor's speed throughout the first 2 games of this series. That young man can really run.
Ooh, I don't know.
Take another look.
Maybe a toe. Diamondbacks are having a look. Alan Campbell, the video coordinator.
Boy, that's one of those plays that could come down to the back of the pocket. Was the ball in the back of the mitt before the foot got on the base?
They will challenge. This is a Diamondback challenge on the safe call at second base. So Dan Isoni, the crew chief, the first base ump, puts on the headsets. He'll talk to New York, and listening in will be Stu Sherwater, who made the call at second.
That's where it's so valuable as an infielder to know the speed of the base runner, know the speed of the guy at home plate. Have that internal stopwatch running in your head. As I mentioned, Jake was playing very deep down there at third base. It took a little while for the ball to get to him. Once he got the ball, he got rid of it quickly, but great speed on at first base. That was going to be a very close play either way you slice it.
Remember when they used to have to all go into their little bat cave in there and look at these things when replay started a few years ago? Now it moves much more quickly and much more efficiently. Here's a look.
And just like at first base, it's considered to be in Gene Segura's possession when the ball is in the back of his mitt.
Well, Alan Campbell must have an angle that he saw that showed clear and convincing evidence that Taylor was not in there in time.
And you can see Gene Segura's reaction, immediately putting his hands up in the air as if to say, we had him. What do you mean?
Well, back in the day, that would just be almost an automatic out. Right now, every millisecond is frozen, every frame of video. That you can't take anything for granted at second base. Even the neighborhood play is now subject to review. Comes Dan Isonia. And he is out at second. Boy, Alan Campbell might be the best in the business. He saw something, Bob, that we didn't really see in our angles, but that was absolutely the right call to challenge that play. And they get the out.
Yeah, I really think moving forward, that's going to be an award at the end of the season. Most valuable video coordinator.
Little things add up.
Oh, they sure do over the course of the season.
So a fielder's choice for Walters. 5-4 on the putout of Taylor. 2 outs for Kenta Maeda. A little roller back to Robbie Ray, and very quickly the Dodger fourth comes to an end. Diamondbacks lead LA 4-0. League debut will lead off the Diamondback fourth inning. They lead the Dodgers 4-0. Our Coors Light cold hard facts. Mike Freeman, parts of 7 seasons in the minor leagues, and Bobby's made a few stops along the way.
Well, you know, back in the day, they used to say that you needed to play 500 or more games in the minor leagues to experience everything that you needed to know before you got to the big leagues, and that's not the case anymore, and certainly it shouldn't be the case that you're required to stay down there for X number of games, but you can be pretty sure that Mike Freeman in all those stops has seen just about everything on the field.
Well, Bobby Freeman, we know, is a big leaguer, no relation to Mike, who has his second major league at bat against Kenta Maeda. He struck out his first time up. carves that one foul, and it's 0-1. 28-year-old Mike Freeman called up from AAA Reno today. Chris Herman went on the DL with a right hamstring strain. And so Mike Freeman, in his first big league game, gets the start in right field. Down 0-2. Mike Freeman from Orlando, Florida. He played his college ball at Clemson, an 11th round pick by the Diamondbacks in the 2010 draft. He has played almost all of this season at second base with Reno. He's got well over 400 career minor league games at second, more than 100 starts at shortstop. But he's also played a fair amount of all three outfield spots along the way. He can run too. He's stolen 129 bases in the minor leagues.
And as many as 30 in one season, 29 in another.
Well, ball's still alive here. A.J. Ellis hustles after that one, and Freeman is out. Mike Freeman 0 for 2. One down in the fourth. Three strikeouts for Maeda. He's gotten Freeman twice. Tuffy was the other strikeout victim to win the first. Diamondbacks got 3 runs in the first inning versus Kenta Maeda. Bourne singled, Goldie singled, Lamb had an RBI single, Brandon Drury a 2-run double. They led it 3-0. Jake Lamb's solo homer in the third made it 4-zip. Lamb's 21st of the year. Sliders in there for a strike. Jake so far has a single, a homer, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Just a standard day at the office for him these days.
Ho hum.
He's making it look easy. Boy, A.J. Ellis, it's never easy back there.
As we saw last night, many times it's just a question of where it hits on the mask. If it hits somewhere in the middle part of that mask, it usually spreads the impact out to a point where, yeah, it rattles your cage a little bit, but you're not going to do any damage.
Well, Maeda gets Tuffy for the second time today. His 4th strikeout, 2 down.
And as we saw with Dale Scott last night, who took one right off the chin, and all the impact went right directly into his chin and jaw area and had to come out of the ball game. And then, of course, Lance Barrett takes over behind the plate, and he very quickly got hit by a foul ball in the mask.
Well, I got a question for you as Nick Ahmed steps in. Why would A.J. Ellis have only one shoulder and the throwing shoulder covered by that chest protector? That glove arm is bare.
Yeah, generally the glove arm chest protector reaches out there and covers most of the shoulder joint on the left side. I'm not quite sure. Maybe just for flexibility of movement. Reaching across his body to catch pitches that are inside to a left-handed hitter or away from a right-handed hitter. But
I'd want to be back there in a suit of armor.
Yeah, no kidding.
Give me some Kevlar.
At some point in the future, I'm sure we'll have something that looks kind of like a scuba suit, you know, a wetsuit that goes all the way down to your wrists, all the way down to your ankles, and has some kind of, you know, super space age fibers in it or something. You just have to wear the suit all the time.
You might want to. Custom fit that thing, put all kinds of stuff in there. 0-2 on Nick Ahmed. Nick was called out on batter's interference on a pop-up straight over his head his first time up. Appeared to be the correct call by Bob Davidson. Didn't get out of the way of a pop-up. A.J. Ellis couldn't get to it, and he was immediately called out. Just foul. There's big game Bauer. Fred Big Game Bauer. He's getting it done. That's what that is.
Using that Bob Uecker knuckleball catcher syndrome. Yeah, just follow it until it stops rolling and then pick it up.
This Big Game working our right field line for our Golden Glovers today. And the left field today is Sam No Neck Noriega. There's No Neck. He's sort of explaining how he does it over there. Big Game's just locked in.
Game face.
Yeah. That, of course, is Mike Bauer's dad of Vanessa and Mike fame. They'll be up here later. Are they? Did your staff at least arrange that?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, we got to have a meeting.
They just haven't been able to get back in the flow after the All-Star break.
I mean, there are two no-brainers: the ice cream sundae, Vanessa in the booth. I mean, what are we doing here? Called strike three. Maeda strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3. We are through 4, and it's 4-0 Diamondbacks. Going for the series win over the Dodgers. They lead at 4-0. Time now for greater coverage of baseball. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. Johnny Cueto on the mound for the Giants in San Diego. They are scoreless in the 3rd inning at Petco Park. And the Rockies, who've been beating up on the Braves all weekend, lose today 1-0. Atlanta takes that series for them. Did you see the Giant game last night? Santiago Casilla fell off the mound in extra innings. And here it is. He balked him off right there.
Walk-off balk.
Derek Norris came in and scored the winning run in the 10th in a 6-6 ball game. He just tripped.
Well, it happens occasionally. That heel cleat will catch on the mound as you stride out there toward your landing hole. And Casilla,
let me ask you this. Yeah. Is that really an attempt to deceive the base runner? The guy fell down.
Yeah, but it's in the rule book.
It's in the rule book. All right, if you're going to be a stickler.
So's the strike zone.
Yeah, well, how often do we see that call?
No kidding.
Well, Robbie, who's had a really tough time with Howie Kendrick all night long. A ground out and a walk, but he's seen a million pitches, is ahead 0-2. He's been 0-2 every time up there. Last time he worked it full and worked a walk, and here we go again.
And leading off an inning for the third time. Last night, Chase Utley led off 5 of his 6 plate appearances in the leadoff spot for the Dodgers. Howie Kendrick following suit here today.
Dodger pitcher is just not getting it done. Howie Kendrick will extend this at bat. He's red hot lately. He's hitting .426 in July. And he's hit safely in 9 straight games and 11 of 12 this month. Already with 7 hits in the series. Fastball missed. And Kendrick chipping away now, 2-2. He went back to the stirrups, I see. After the night he had last night, I'm not surprised. He had 4 hits and a walk.
Hey, high socks, low socks, no socks. It doesn't matter.
Knock socks.
This guy can hit.
Kendrick 3 singles and a walk Friday night. 3 singles, a double and a walk last night. And he's already walked once today. The 2-2. Well, he's done it again. No matter what the result, he's been a pain in the neck. A .366 career hitter against the Diamondbacks. 26 games.
I mean, somebody's getting him out. He was hitting .271 coming into play today.
It ain't us. And he's pulled a Goldie and worked it full.
You know, and throughout the early part of this season and last season, Robbie Ray, one of the big problems for him was foul balls, running up the pitch count. Today, the Dodgers have fouled off 14 balls. Howie Kendrick has fouled off 11 of them.
Stop it.
12.
12. This guy is just a tremendous baseball player and has been for a long time. Just turned 33 years old. Let's see, about 5 days ago. 9 years with the Angels, now back with the Dodgers. 70 pitches for Robbie Ray, 47 strikes. Hey, there it is. They had to work hard, but they retire Kendrick to start the 5th.
You can see the effect that 2 or 3 or 4 at bats like that have in a ball game. Running up the pitch count, making Robbie Ray work extremely hard to retire him that time. If you had 2 or 3 guys like that in your lineup, you're going to chase that starter out of there in the 4th inning every night.
I mean, he has really had to work. He's only given up 2 hits, but he's walked 2 batters. He's hit 2 batters. He got out of a bases loaded no out jam.
25 of the 71 pitches that Robbie Ray has thrown have come to Howie Kendrick.
Corey Seager takes a strike.
That's crazy.
That's why he's batting leadoff. Seager 0 for 2. He's hit safely in 4 straight. Nice mix for LA. You've got Howie Kendrick, who, as one player once said, is a great example of veteranism.
Veteranism.
Yeah, you need some more veteranism. And then you've got the kid Seager, who's 22, and he's 4th in the league in hits. Carves this one to left center. It's off the wall. Michael Bourne there to back it up, and Corey Seager has his 3rd double in this series, his 25th of the year.
Defense, Brandon Drury is not an outfielder, and occasionally a ball hit like this off the bat of a left-hander, because of the lack of experience out there in the outfield, he doesn't always get good jumps, doesn't always take good lines. Obviously that ball banged off the wall out there in left field, but an experienced left fielder probably gets back there and makes that play.
Well, that's part of the long-term questions that the Diamondbacks face, and it's a big one. Where does Brandon Drury play? You want to get that bat in there somewhere. He is by trade a 2nd or 3rd baseman. He's played both those positions in equal parts for the most part in the minor leagues, but he's been turned into a super utility man here at this level, due in large part to all the outfield injuries the Diamondbacks have had.
And with A.J. Pollock and David Peralta and Ender Inciarte out there last year, the Diamondbacks and their fans really got spoiled by superior outfield defense.
Diamondbacks, if you look at the defensive metrics, were the best team in baseball defensively, and it wasn't close. They were well ahead of the Kansas City Royals in terms of defensive runs saved and some other things. But that's not been the case this year. Robbie behind on Justin Turner 2-0.
Both teams have had some issues in this series coming up with that big knock when they need it the most. The Dodgers are 0 for their last 13 with runners in scoring position.
And boy, D-backs pitchers, Jake Barrett and Randall Delgado especially, got out of bases loaded jams last night in big spots to end innings. Jam shot pop up. Here comes Freeman. 2 outs. Well, the Dodgers last night had the bases loaded in the 7th. And Jake Barrett struck out Howie Kendrick. They had him loaded in the 12th, and Randall Delgado retired Puig on a ground ball. Scott Van Slyke has doubled and been hit by a pitch. He's been hit by pitches twice in this series. Good slider. Well, that slider, when he's not bounced it, has been very effective today. That back foot slider into the right-hand hitter from the left-hand pitcher. It's got some hair on it. Went in there again with it. Once again, Robbie Ray strands a Dodger base runner. The Diamondbacks lead LA 4-0. Park. Everybody's enjoying ice cream. Kate is
well, almost everybody's enjoying ice cream.
Well put.
I made it up here, but it's kind of
I see the Sunday did not make it up here.
It's a long walk, guys. I saved you that little waffle cone.
Remember that old TV commercial in the 70s? I can't believe I ate the whole thing. You polished off a 2-pound, 3,500 calorie D-backs triple play
but
Sunday.
You're overlooking that it started weighing 2 pounds, and I was doing little curls and lifting it as I did it. See, so I feel like it's even.
Was it good?
No, not good at all. Not good at all. Just ate it down to the very end. But I did save you this, a little waffle cone.
Well, that was big of you.
Yeah, thanks.
You put good ice cream in front of me on National Ice Cream Day. I'm just playing the part, guys. Come on. What else am I supposed to do? In the name of Baxter's birthday.
This will not stand. Now, what are you going to do about this?
Well, I would get my staff on it, but we've seen how that works out.
Yeah, so.
My staff is pretty good. I got the whole one.
I think we need to go right to the top.
You're the top.
Well, not when it comes to ice cream.
I bet the governor has one. Yeah, he's over there chowing down right now.
From what I can tell, almost everyone here at the ballpark and in these booths has one, except.
Well, that's the way it goes. If only I had access to Dr. Maya Warren. Oh, what a coincidence. Here she is.
How about that?
National Ice Cream Day, and here you all are. I heard someone told me that someone ate all of the triple
I'm trying
play
to watch
Sunday.
A baseball game.
Yeah.
It's
Can you
definitely
believe
to
it?
share. We've got so much goodness in here. The
Yeah.
strawberries outfield, the birthday cake remix, and of course, the chocolate devotion. And it's for you all to
Nice.
share.
That's awesome. So you came through after all. Nice
No,
job.
I heard it's meant to be shared.
It is.
Robbie Ray drives this one to right center field, and it reaches the wall. Ice cream sundaes for everybody.
Yeah, why not?
Sunday.
Well, Dr. Warren, I think you've inspired the Diamondbacks here. Robbie Ray with his first double.
It's a great day for ice cream, right?
Clearly,
Now,
every day should be ice cream day.
Here's the bad news. They're out of spoons.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
That's
No problem at all.
Pieces for you all to eat with, but
Put it on the ice cream on the brownie. I highly recommend. You don't
Okay.
even need a spoon. I've been there, done that.
it's National Ice Cream Day. What a better way to celebrate Baxter's birthday as well as National Ice Cream Day with a Cold Stone Diamondbacks Triple Play Sunday.
You can't
really
beat
can't
that.
get better than that.
Our friends
Souvenir
at Cold
helmet.
Stone have come through again.
There
you go. Now, you're the taste master. I'd like to see some credentials. Do you? How did you get that?
Let me get to tasting.
As Bob was asking, how did you get
did you
that
get
job?
that
So
job?
I have a PhD in food science. My specialty
Really?
is in frozen aerated desserts. And why not come to Cold Stone Creamery and put my expertise to use?
So that's like a real thing.
Oh, it's a real thing. I've got 6.5 years of ice cream research.
That's very impressive.
You know, my jersey, if you can look at the back, says,
Look at that. Oh, that's big
Taste
time right there.
Big time.
This is
the
why
one
you
and
go to
only.
college, kids, so you can grow up and be this.
To become a taste master. Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, Doctor, thank you so much.
You
And
probably
Kate,
dig in.
Kate,
Okay, please,
you
let's
already
dig
ate
in.
ours, so
You're not going to share it.
For everyone to share, please dig in. You've got the best of both worlds here. You've got baseball and ice cream.
We'll be back to you in the 8th inning.
Report back which
Diamondbacks.
one you like the most.
triple play Sunday. Segura fly ball to center.
It's pretty tasty.
Robbie Ray will hold at second.
Cake batter.
Cake batter, birthday cake remix.
This is the D-backs triple play Sunday. 3 scoops of tremendous Cold Stone ice cream, chocolate, strawberry, and cake batter. 2 brownies, 2 waffles, whipped topping, and sprinkles. Got to have those. It is over 3,500 calories, and it weighs 2 pounds.
I think this one might be about 2 ounces light.
It is now after you already started. Michael Bourne. I want to thank our friends at Cold Stone and Dr. Warren.
Absolutely.
It's not often that a certified doctor brings you a 2-pound ice cream sundae.
Doctor, I have this pain in my stomach.
It hurts when I do that. You can get that at the ballpark here. National Ice Cream Day, Baxter's birthday. Diamondbacks going for the series win. They lead the Dodgers. A lot going on here at the ballpark today. And we got approval to do the game Tuesday from the home run porch. So this is a big day for the staff here. Or I should say in spite of the staff. Yeah, we'll be out there doing the game Tuesday night against the Blue Jays. Michael Bourne slaps that one the other way. That might get down, and there it is. Here comes Robbie Ray. It's an RBI double for Michael Bourne, and it's 5-0 Diamondbacks, and I know what'll go great with that Sunday.
Absolutely. Michael Bourne doubling down that left field line, driving home the 5th run of the game for the Diamondbacks, and fans know that anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
Michael Bourne, his 9th double, his 2nd hit today, and it's 5-0 D-backs.
Tacos and ice cream. We're rolling.
Here's Goldie.
Stay hot, Michael Bourne. Nice going. Big knock.
Yeah, Michael now with 5 hits in the series and a 2-run triple Friday. Now an RBI double here. He singled and scored in the first. So did Goldie, who's up there right now with an 0-1 count. There goes Michael Bourne. Goldie just fouls it off. He had a great jump too.
Yeah, Goldie had no choice there. 2-strike count. He's got to protect the plate. He thought that pitch was too close to take, but look at the jump Michael Bourne gets out there at second base. Just a walking lead, and Maeda never makes him stop. He gets right out there and just keeps going. He was going to steal that one easily.
He's in his head now.
Oh, yeah. And we talk about speed and how it changes the game. Now Maeda's concentration is split between the runner at second, the hitter at the plate. Chris Taylor, the second baseman, has had to cheat over closer to the bag now, opening a hole on that right side of the field for Goldie.
1-2. It's been a bit of an all or nothing year for Goldie against the Dodgers. This season he's hit just .206 against LA. But 3 of his 7 hits versus the Dodgers have been home runs. He's got 8 RBIs in 8 games versus Los Angeles this year, but more strikeouts than hits. Down 1-2. Play on at second. Bourne's back in time. Dodgers bullpen is getting busy. They're practicing their golf swings in the Diamondback bullpen. J.P. Howell, the left-hander, got Jake Lamb on deck, so maybe he's getting ready for Lamb here. 2-2 on Goldie. Jake so far has singled and homered. Zach Curtis must have watched the British Open this morning.
That's an illegal club.
And I stepped on the ball. Ooh, just a hanging nothing ball right there. Kenta Maeda facing the Diamondbacks for the 3rd time this year. A no decision and a win. Beat the D-backs here in this ballpark about a month ago. Full count, 3-2. The lefty Howell warming up in the Dodger bullpen. Lamb on deck. Diamondbacks have out hit the Dodgers 7-3. They lead at 5-0. You've been uncharacteristically quiet lately. How much of that Sunday have you eaten? 3-2 to Goldie. He walked him. Well, let's see if Dave Roberts goes to his left-hander for Jake Lamb.
I think he almost has to. Jake Lamb has had 2 really good at-bats against Maeda. With runners on base, you can't afford to let him face Jake one more time.
Diamondbacks have a run in. They have 2 on and only 1 out. Jake Lamb coming up back after this. Lowe's home field advantage. Boy, Jake Lamb in this ballpark since June 10th has hit about .390.
Now, Diamondbacks have struggled to win games here at Chase Field. No fault of Jake Lamb's, however, since June 10th, just absolutely raking here at his home field.
Well, they bring in the lefty to face Jake Lamb. It's J.P. Howell, who worked in Friday's ball game. Howell faced Jake in the 7th inning, got him to ground out to second base, his 36th appearance of the year. He's got Michael Bourne at second, Goldie at first, 1 out and 1 run in. Jake today has singled, homered, scored twice, knocked in 2. So that will make him 7 for 11 in the series with 2 doubles, a triple, and 4 RBIs plus the home run. And Slike at first. Howell hustles over there, but it can't turn 2. Drury now, who had the walk-off winner last night. Brandon had a 2-run double as part of that 3-run D-backs first. He's 1 for 2.
Double by Brandon Drury back in the first, came on a pitch on the outer third of the plate, down, went up, got it, shot it into that gap in right center field. You know, he got the game winner last night to the right side of the field. He's doubled today to the right side of the field. A lot of times when you're struggling at the plate, hitting coaches will tell you to work your way back around. Start to hit some balls to the opposite field, up the middle, get your swing timing a little bit better, and then pull the balls that you should pull.
There's Dave Magadan, the hitting coach. 2-0 on Drury. Brandon said in that big spot last night, bottom 12, bases loaded, he was anxious for sure, but the difference was he was able to control it a little better than he has in the past. And for him to get that experience, being in that situation is part of this, he said, learning how to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, especially with runners in scoring position. He's 5 for his last 9 with runners in scoring position.
A little roller. And they'll get the force on Lamb, and that'll end the inning. But the Diamondbacks add one more. They lead it 5-0.
They've outscored them 5-0 as we head to the top half of the 6th. Hey fans, when the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. A day after every Diamondbacks win, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code DBACKS50 at papajohns.com.
Robbie Ray holding a 5-0 lead out there for the 6th inning as Yasiel Puig leads it off for the Dodgers. Things are settling down after the Legends race, and I don't want to spoil Baxter's birthday, but there was an incident.
Few incidents.
Well, he was trailing. First of all, he jumped in there. He's not supposed to be racing anyway. And then he had his mascot buddies interrupt the race. And Baxter waited for his moment and snuck across the line for the win. The first non-legend ever to win the Legends race. There he goes. He had Howler in there and Big Red, the gorilla. And he was all excited about his win. Puig knocks that one into right, a leadoff single. I mean, it's his birthday, so I guess nobody's going to say anything, but it didn't really seem fair.
Second baseman, Chris Taylor.
Where's Chris Taylor? Has had a big series. Almost hit for the cycle the other night. Today he's walked and singled. By the way, I don't mind telling you that triple play Sunday, pretty good.
5-4-3 around the horn.
Yep. That's made its way through the booth. There it is, the D-backs triple play Sunday from our friends at Cold Stone, only at the ballpark here. All kinds of ingredients, 2 pounds worth of stuff, 3,500 calories.
Didn't take nearly as long to polish that off as I thought.
Well, you got a big head start.
And this is the perfect place to feature that Sunday because, you know, it's nice and cool inside Chase Field. You know, a lot of venues this time of year, you get that Sunday and it would be melted before you get back to your seat.
Yeah, no chance. You're in Cincinnati right now, St. Louis. That thing's toast. 1-2. That slider's been a very effective pitch for Robbie against right-hand batters today. Fastball missed up, and it's 2-2. Robbie Ray's looked good so far today. 0-3 in his last 4 starts, but holding a 5-0 lead. Trying to get through the 6th inning. Bullpen still quiet for the Diamondbacks, and it's a full count on Taylor. Double play ball. Segura, Ahmed, Goldie. They roll it. Second double play. The Diamondbacks infield has turned behind Robbie Ray today.
Nicely done. Always tougher to turn that double play from the right side of the infield because Gene Segura has to turn his entire body to make that throw to second base, but Diamondbacks roll it over with ease.
2 down for A.J. Ellis, who has struck out twice. We'll see where Robbie Ray winds up here. His spot in the order is due up 4th in the bottom of the 6th inning. Approaching 90 pitches for the ball game. All of Baxter's mascot buddies have made their way out through the ballpark, and our crowd here, another big crowd for this game, is getting invaded by mascots. They're everywhere. Sparky and Big Red, the gorilla, that thing. I don't know where your slice of pizza is. Called strike 3. Robbie Ray gets through 6 with a 5-0 lead.
Time to take a look back at baseball history, brought to you by Geico. On this day in 1941, Joe DiMaggio's legendary 56-game hitting streak comes to an end in front of 67,000 people at Cleveland's Municipal Stadium. A lot of people don't realize that after the streak was stopped, Joe DiMaggio went on to put together another 17-game streak after that, so 73 of 74 games with a hit.
There is Spirit, the Fiesta Bowl mascot. Part of our mascot contingent here is Mike Freeman in his big league debut. Leads off the 6th against J.P. Howell.
Of course, those of us that play Beat the Streak, we knew that.
You're addicted to Beat the Streak.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. I'm all the way up to 4.
Yeah, I think you peaked at about 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah, that's as good as I've done so far.
It's
I got
tough.
a late start, though. I'm just getting the swing of it here.
Mike Freeman shows bunt, pulls back, takes a ball, and he's had 2-1. He struck out his first 2 times up in his first major league game. Just up from AAA Reno earlier today. Chris Herman on the DL. He's got a bad right hammy.
It's funny, Mike Freeman showed bunt there and pulled the bat back and took the pitch, and I looked down to the scout section immediately and they were all making notes.
What are they writing?
Showed bunt, might bunt for a base hit, play the third baseman in, take the bunt away.
Well, let's see what he does on a 3-2 pitch here. There's the scout section.
Everybody trying to learn, new guy in the big leagues. Of course, they have reports from their minor league scouts and their minor league affiliates that have played against Mike Freeman, but for some of these guys, this is their first look at him.
And he's a major league base runner for the first time. A walk to lead off the 6th inning. And as we told you earlier, he's got a lot of stolen bases in the minor leagues. He can run pretty well. There's Tuffy Gozawish.
We speculated in the open of the show that his patience and his strike zone discipline might pay dividends, and here he is in the 6th inning with a leadoff walk. Only the 3rd walk the Diamondbacks have drawn of the unintentional variety since the second half of the season started.
Oh, 0-1. Tuffy has struck out twice. Big weekend here for Chip Hale. We had the U of A baseball coach yesterday, and we got Wilbur and Wilma here today. Invited by Baxter to celebrate his birthday. U of A mascots. A lot of animals. The gorilla, Big Red. Howlers here. Bumstead the bear from Phoenix College.
The Geico Gecko.
A lot bigger in person.
Yeah, he is.
The Gecko. Right center field for Puig.
You could almost anticipate that throw back to first base by Puig. Really had absolutely no play on Mike Freeman, but he always tries to make the miracle play or the miracle base running play or the miracle at bat every time he steps on the field.
And the worst thing for him is he will occasionally pull it off.
Yeah.
And make a spectacular throw, and then sooner or later he's trying that every time. Nick Ahmed. Knocked Howell down. Taylor's got it, and he turns 2 very nicely. We are through 6. Diamondbacks lead the Dodgers 5-0. D-backs lead the Dodgers 5-0. Fans, MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. It includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions do apply, so check out MLB.TV for all the details. Robbie Ray back out there for the 7th inning. And Zach Walters, the right fielder, will lead it off for LA. He's 0 for 2 so far. Got something out there in center field. Michael Bourne will retrieve it, and we're set to go. No one throwing in the Diamondback bullpen. Pitcher spot due up next for the Dodgers. Yasmani Grandal, the backup catcher today. He's in the on-deck circle, and now here he comes as Walters flies out to start the 7th. Grandal 1 for 8 with a single in the series. He's also walked 3 times. He's a switch hitter, so he'll bat right-handed against the lefty Robbie Ray. Grandal this year 209 and 12 homers. 11 of those home runs have come as a left-hand hitter. So this is not his power side. This guy really suffered through a long slump earlier this year. He hit 140 through May and June. But is doing much better lately, hitting better than 360 in July, including 5 home runs.
Yeah, that's a tough hole to dig your way out of once you get a certain number of at-bats under your belt in a season, and that average is down there 200 or below. It's really tough to bring it up.
I mean, you hit a $140 for 2 solid months. Man. That's a deep, dark pit of despair right there. No one warming up at the D-back bullpen yet. Robbie Ray's spot in the Diamondback order will lead off the home half of this inning. 2-2 on Grandal.
Robbie sneaking up on the 100 pitch mark, but velocity still very good. That slider still very sharp. No signs of fatigue out there at this point.
Ooh. Looking good at 96. That's 6 strikeouts.
Overpowers Grandal with a fastball belt high, middle of the plate. I mentioned Robbie sneaking up on 100 pitches. That last delivery was number 98. If it weren't for Howie Kendrick, he'd probably be about the 80 pitch mark right now.
Well, guess who's up?
Yeah. Kendrick has seen 25 pitches in this ball game. No other Dodger seen as many as 15.
He's walked and grounded out twice. The Diamondbacks would like to snap a long streak here, BB. Their starting pitchers have now gone 22 consecutive games, going fewer than 7 innings. That's a franchise record, the longest active streak in the major leagues by 7. So it's been very unusual lately for a Diamondback starter to get this deep into the ballgame.
Yeah, which is why Chip Hale elected to go with a 10-man bullpen to start the second half of the season. That combined with some off days, allowing you to play with that rotation a little bit and take that extra arm down to the bullpen.
He rings up Kendrick. 7 strikeouts for Robbie Ray. The Diamondbacks, going for the series win, lead the Dodgers 5-0. And on this Sunday here at the ballpark, we pause to honor America.
Rise and sing along as we pay tribute to our great nation with the singing of God Bless America.
Park. Diamondbacks lead the Dodgers 5-0 as we start the bottom of the 7th inning. Our Arrowhead Honda game diagnostic inside the D-backs box score. Michael Bourne, Jake Lamb, couple of hits each.
Guys in the middle of the lineup getting it done. Also the guy at the bottom of the lineup, Robbie Ray, with a double and a run scored in this game besides the outstanding work he's done on the mound.
He completed 7 innings, walked 2, struck out 7, gave up only 4 hits, 7 scoreless innings. Chris Hatcher, the new pitcher for the Dodgers, and that'll end Robbie Ray's day here as Ricky Weeks Jr. leads it off. He'll hit for the pitcher. We saw Chris Hatcher pitch 2 innings in Friday's game. He threw 37 pitches. Ricky Weeks Jr. 241 and 5 homers. 0 for 2 in a pair of pinch hit appearances in the series so far. Daniel Hudson will start warming up in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. He pitched that inning last night. 17 pitches. He worked a scoreless 8th inning. It's our first look at the remodeled back end of the bullpen with a lead, so I'm guessing Hudson in the 8th and Clippard in the 9th. Both those guys worked last night. 2-1 on Ricky Weeks Jr. Ricky 43 plate appearances as a pinch hitter this year. He's batting .194. Full count 3-2. First time in 22 consecutive starts that a Diamondback starting pitcher completed 7 innings. Last guy to do it was Zach Greinke in Philadelphia. But Robbie Ray 7 scoreless here today.
about this, partner? Edwin Jackson, making his first start for the San Diego Padres against the Giants, has a no-hitter through 6 innings.
How many has he walked? 10?
4.
Oh, okay. Corey Seager. Hey, a no-no's a no-no.
Well, only 72 pitches through 6 innings, which is pretty reasonable considering you've walked 4 guys.
And he's up against Johnny Cueto in that ball game at Petco Park. How about this? The Pirates and the Nationals are tied at 1-1 in the 16th inning. That's at Nats Park in D.C. Gene Segura 0 for 3. You did it, didn't you? You went and done it. You finished that thing.
I just wanted to see what was at the bottom of the helmet. I wasn't really so concerned with eating the sundae.
Base hit for Segura. How are you not asleep right now? That's my question.
I will be soon. I'll let you keep it.
Well, no, that's
it's
a trophy for you. You should put that on your mantle with the World Series trophy and some of your guitars. Good day for Michael Bourne. He's singled, doubled, scored, and knocked in a run. Able to hold up on the fastball, and it's 1-1.
Might have saved his bat right there. If he continues that swing, there's a pretty good chance he ends up with a handful of splinters. 95-mile-an-hour fastball just off that inside corner.
Segura takes off for second.
Watch out.
Fouls that one. That almost get Goldie.
Michael Bourne just about got released.
He almost hit the statue.
Yeah, you hit the icon. I mean, that ball was whistling over into that on-deck circle. Goldie moved, but it was after the ball was by him. You hit the franchise player, you'd probably be unemployed the next day.
2-2 pitch. Segura holds this time, and Bourne slaps it the other way. His 3rd hit today. Michael Bourne 3 for 4. He's got 6 hits in the series.
First baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldie has single, walk, scored a run. He's 1 for 2. And Goldie has done his share of damage against Chris Hatcher, the Dodger right-hander out there. We set the Wayback Machine to 2015. He may have Hatcher's number. Ooh. Goldie leads all active major league players in home runs against the Dodgers. He's got 24, which is 11 more than any other player versus LA since Goldie's debut, which came back in August of 2011. He's got Segura at second, Bourne at first, 1 out. Goldie with 8 hits this year against the Dodgers. 3 of them are home runs, and he's beaten up on everybody. have been a splitter there from Hatcher, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, some kind of an off-speed pitch with some movement down and in. Goldie swung right over the top of it.
Goldie with 4 hits and 3 RBIs in the series. He homered here Friday. That one came off Casey Fiend. Up the middle. Seager, Taylor. They get 2. No, they don't. And Isonia says safe at first. Dave Roberts up on the top step of the dugout.
Yeah, it looked like a routine double play, but as always, Goldie busting it out of that batter's box. Looked like he did beat it down there at first base.
Here comes Jake Lamb. No challenge from LA.
Right, Jake Lamb has done a lot of impressive things this year, but watch this. In the first at bat of the ball game, he took that curveball from Kenta Maeda, and you could just see the gears working. If he throws me that pitch again, I'm going to crush it, and that's exactly what he did in his next at bat. Well, that's just smart hitting. You know, you process what a guy's trying to do with you. What pitches did he throw me in the first at bat? What pitches did he throw me in the next at bat? And you could just see Jake thinking about that curveball. Boy, I hope I see that one again. And he did, and he didn't miss it.
A home run in the third, his 21st of the year. He's 2 for 3. A single, a homer. He's knocked in 2. He scored twice. Gene Segura, the runner at third. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Lamb has hit safely in 5 straight games and 13 of his last 14. He's got 6 home runs and 14 RBIs during that stretch. One and one. Lamb has 7 hits in the series. Goldie takes off. The throw gets behind Ellis, and here comes Segura. 6-0 Diamondbacks.
I really think the Dodgers are trying to hit Jake Lamb right here, but they missed him twice at the knees, and this one really cost Chris Hatcher as he throws it all the way to the backstop.
Goldie was off with a pitch. He's in there at second. Segura home, and they'll walk Lamb with a 2-1 count, and they'll work to the right hand hitting Brandon Drury.
I mean, those 2 pitches inside to Jake Lamb were behind his legs. I don't know how he was able to get out of the way both times, but ultimately takes the intentional walk to load him up here for Brandon Drury.
Brandon had a 2-run double in the first. He's 1 for 3. Goldie at second, Lamb at first, 2 outs.
You mentioned that Pirates Nationals game tied at 1 in the 16th inning. Nationals were, or rather the Pirates were 1 out away from winning that ball game. Daniel Murphy with a 2-out pinch hit solo home run to tie it up in the 9th, and they continue to play.
Well, he has had an unbelievable year, Daniel Murphy. There's that split changeup thing that he's throwing. He kind of got it up and in on Drury that time, and it's 1-1. Deep right center field. Yasiel Puig. He runs it down on the warning track. Diamondbacks get one more. They lead it 6-0. As Robert's air conditioning and plumbing, cool plays of the game, Robbie Ray, who for the first time in, well, now 23 consecutive starts as a Diamondback starting pitcher, went to 7 innings.
Boy, really had it going on tonight. Explosive fastball that he used on both sides of the plate. He elevated. The slider was as good as we've seen it in a long time. Even mixed in a couple of big slow curveballs.
On to start the 8th inning is Daniel Hudson. 38 appearances for Huddy, a 4.76 ERA. He pitched last night against the Dodgers, worked a scoreless 8th inning with a walk and a strikeout. He's our Arizona Federal Credit Union pitching change. Corey Seager, Justin Turner, Scott Van Slyke, 2, 3, and 4 in the LA 8th inning. Diamondbacks about hit the Dodgers 9-4. They lead it 6-zip. Seager doubled his last time up, his 3rd double in this series. He's 1 for 3. Corey Seager, 4th in the National League in hits and 4th in the league in runs scored. 297 on the year with 17 homers. Oh, 0-2. Slaps it the other way by a diving Jake Lamb and down the left field line. And Corey Seager's got another double. That's his 2nd in this ball game and his 4th in the series.
We just let that ball get deep and slapped it by Jake Lamb down in that left field corner. That's a good-looking hitter right there. Diamondbacks are going to have to deal with him for years to come.
Just 22 years old. Here's Justin Turner now. Turner today 0 for 3. He's got 3 hits in the series. He homered Friday.
Of course, back in the early 90s, the Dodgers had a stranglehold of that Rookie of the Year award. Eric Karros, Mike Piazza, Raul Mondesi, 3 consecutive years, and Corey Seager's numbers are better than all of their numbers when they won the Rookie of the Year award.
Want to know? Scott Van Slyke is due up next. He was in the on-deck circle up to about 10 seconds ago, but they have recalled Van Slyke, and a left-hand hitting Andrew Toles has taken his place. So Van Slyke's day will end right here. 2-0 on Justin Turner. Oh, he's got it cranked up again, 96, and it's 2-1.
Like to hang a donut on Justin Turner. He's got an 8-game hitting streak here at Chase Field, in jeopardy right now. 0 for 3 on the afternoon.
Two and two. Another hard fastball from Daniel Hudson. To Freeman in right field, at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Justin Turner, that's his 15th of the year, and the Dodgers are on the board at 6-2.
There's one issue with a high velocity fastball. You supply a lot of the power to the offensive player, and Daniel Hudson rushes it up there at 96. Unfortunately, in the middle of the plate. Turner with a late swing, but barrels it to right field, just over the fence and out of the reach of Michael Freeman.
Now Andrew Toles will hit for Scott Van Slyke. Toles 3 for 12 this year, his first look at the big leagues. Here comes Mike Butcher. Diamondback bullpen will spring into action. A right-hander and a left-hander warming up down there. That's Zach Curtis on the left and Jake Barrett on the right. Saw both of those guys in last night's ball game. '97 from Huddy, and it's 0-1. Toles singled as a pinch hitter Friday in the series opener. Got the start last night in center field, went 0 for 4. Squirts that one into the glove of Lamb. What a play by Jake. Diving into the hole, and that's out #1 here in the 8th.
Playing in to protect against the bunt, doesn't have a lot of range, but uses every bit of that frame and those long arms to reach out there and take a base hit away from Toles.
Yeah, Ciel Puig Worked a walk against Daniel Hudson in the 8th inning last night. Puig singled his last time up. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, 1 for 2.
Good changeup.
Doubled up and got him. 2 down. What's next? Brought to you by CenturyLink. Day off tomorrow. BB and I will be out on the home run porch broadcasting Tuesday night's game against the Blue Jays. Toronto comes in for a quick 2-game series, and we get their 2 best pitchers. Aaron Sanchez Tuesday night, Marcus Stroman Wednesday afternoon. Godley and Corbin going for the Diamondbacks. Here's Chris Taylor. Taylor has walked, singled, and hit into a double play. Ball 1. Knocks that one the other way. Freeman will play it on the hop. Another hit for Taylor. What a series he's had. 3rd hit in the inning against Daniel Hudson.
Catcher A.J. Ellis.
There's A.J. Ellis, the catcher, who struck out 3 times.
Mentioned that Edwin Jackson no-hitter in San Diego against the Giants. Padres up 4-0 right now in the 6th inning. Edwin Jackson is also 2 for 3 at the plate with an RBI.
Still going, huh?
Do it all, yeah.
That Pirates Nationals game still going. Now 1-1 in the 17th in D.C. Some crazy finishes around the major leagues as of late. Last night, the Giants' Santiago Casilla fell off the mound in San Diego, and it turned into a walk-off balk. And today in Cincinnati, in a scoreless game in the home half of the final inning, Billy Hamilton raced home from 3rd, and the Reds beat the Brewers on a walk-off wild pitch. 0-2 on Ellis. Got him. Ellis 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Dodgers get 2. It's a 6-2 D-backs lead. Diamondbacks baseball is sponsored by Mike's Hard Lemonade. Please drink responsibly. A whole bunch of changes for the Dodgers. D-backs trying to close out a 6-2 ball game here and take this series 2-1. New pitcher for LA, the right-hander Lewis Coleman. We saw him in the ball game last night after Dave Roberts pinch hit for Scott Van Slyke, his cleanup man. A number of defensive changes around Lewis Coleman. His 42nd appearance, a 3.89 ERA. Coleman worked the 11th inning last night. Got Segura to pop up, struck out Bourne and Goldie. Here's Mike Freeman in his major league debut. So far 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts and a base on balls. Howie Kendrick takes over at first base for Scott Van Slyke. So Kendrick, who's become a super utility guy, is the new first baseman for the Dodgers. 0-2 on Freeman. Tolles, who hit for Van Slyke, takes over in center. Puig moves from center to right, and Walters moves from right to left. 1-2 on Mike Freeman. So the Dodger outfield left to right, Walters, Tolles, and Puig, with Kendrick at first. Two and two.
Howie Kendrick truly has become a super utility player for the Dodgers. His 8th time this season over there at first base, the 86th time in his career he's played first base.
Oh, Mike Freeman strikes out, 1 away in the 8th inning. Now to bring up Tuffy Gozawish. Tuffy 0 for 3 today. Oh, wow. Taylor takes a base hit away from Tuffy.
Shaded up the middle of the field just a little bit. Just jumped perfectly, taking at least a single away from Tuffy that time. Nick Ahmed looking for his first knock of the ball game. Popped up to the catcher on that disputed play when he was called out by home plate umpire Bob Davidson. Struck out looking in the 4th, hit into a double play in the 6th.
Tyler Clippard warming up at the Diamondback bullpen. He'll get the 9th inning. Out of play. Nick really continues to produce more consistently at the plate. He's hitting .311 over his last 16 games. Had a couple of hits last night. Center field, here comes Tolles. He's got it. So we go to the 9th inning. Tyler Clippard on his way in, trying to close out a 6-2 D-backs lead. Robbie Ray, a headliner here today. 7 scoreless innings of 4-hit baseball. He struck out 7. Another big day for Jake Lamb at the plate. A couple of RBI hits, including his 21st home run. And now Tyler Clippard is on to close out what is hopefully a 6-2 D-backs win as they have a chance to take this series.
Tyler Clippard for a couple of innings in the ball game last night gave up 1 hit, otherwise zeros across the board. Watch that abbreviated quick pitch delivery that he's taken to using recently. He'll throw both his fastball and his split finger changeup out of that quick pitch.
41 strikeouts, only 30 hits allowed in 35 1/3 innings this year. Tyler worked 2 innings last night. There were only 20 pitches. Zach Walters will be pinch hit for as Chase Utley will lead off the 9th inning. Adrian Gonzalez on deck. He'll hit for the pitcher. Diamondbacks will put the shift on against Utley. 1 for 7 in the series. He doubled last night. He's also struck out twice. Two and 0. Three balls and no strikes. Doesn't get the call from Bob Davidson. A 4-pitch walk leads off the LA ninth. And now Gonzalez will hit for the pitcher.
It goes without saying, not the way you want to start an inning with a 4-run lead in the 9th. Pinch hitters for both the 8 and 9 hitters here. 2 guys that are very accomplished with the bat, and then you roll back around to the top of the Dodger order.
Clippard faced Gonzalez in the 10th inning last night. Got him to ground out. There's a strike, 0-1. Gonzalez hitting .287. He's got 7 homers. 2 for 11 in the series with a pair of singles. Going to reach the seats out of play. Gonzalez swinging a hot bat right now. He's hitting .404 in his last 16 games. A lifetime .321 hitter in this ballpark. He's hit safely in 5 straight games, 7 of his last 8. Tyler ahead 0-2. Struck him out.
That tumbling action on the split finger, up and out over the plate. Probably not the location that Tyler Clippard was looking for, but got the right result.
Howie Kendrick singled against Tyler Clippard in the 10th inning last night. He's 0 for 3 with a walk today. Kendrick with a 9-game hitting streak on the line. One pitch. That one's yanked foul. Another good crowd here today. It's been a very good series. Just under 30,000 in the ballpark this afternoon. Diamondbacks for this 3-game series this weekend had some big crowds. And Drew, just a tick under 99,000 for these 3 games.
Nice way to go, fans.
1-2 on Howie Kendrick. Missed upstairs. That Pirate Nationals game has gone to the 18th inning, tied at 1 at Nats Park in D.C. Giants still trail the Padres 4-0 in San Diego. They're in the 7th. Full count on Kendrick. That's let's see, the 3rd 3-2 count that Howie Kendrick has worked in this ballgame. Utley holds and Kendrick fouls another one off. He has spread souvenirs all over the ballpark today. Just did get a piece. Boy, this guy will wear you out. Just wear you out. Seven for 10 through the first 2 games in the series, but 0 for 3 today. Another 3-2 pitch.
It's truly remarkable, the at-bats that Howie Kendrick has put together against the Diamondbacks pitching staff over the last couple of years. As I mentioned, he was only hitting .271 coming into the game today, so somebody's getting him out, but Diamondbacks have all kinds of issues with Howie Kendrick.
The tapper that'll stay fair for Lamb. Kendrick beats it out. He can still run. Jake with a good strong throw, just not in time.
I just had to wait for that big hop down there at third base, and while he was waiting, Howie Kendrick was motoring up that first baseline. You see him use his feet to get into position to make the throw. Just too much time had elapsed right there. I don't know about that. Looked like goalie had him.
Chappelle is out from the dugout. Awaiting word from Alan Campbell. AC's already 1 for 1 today. Got a call overturned earlier in the ball game. When Sherlock on the phone. No challenge. So that's a base hit for Howie Kendrick.
Ooh. No, very close, but it looked like the Diamondbacks might have had him by the narrowest of margins over there.
And here comes Mike Butcher to the mound. You've got the challenge. You could always just gamble. If you lose it, no big deal. But now you've got a 2-on, 1-out situation with Seager and Turner coming up. Corey Seager has doubled his last 2 at-bats. He's got 4 doubles in the series. Utley at second, Kendrick at first, 1 out. Races it to right, and Freeman won't get there. Utley will come in and score. Kendrick heads in at third, and Seager has got another double. 3 doubles and 3 at-bats for Corey Seager, and it's a 6-3 ball game.
Middle of the plate change up that time, and Seager gets out around it and hooks that ball down into the right field corner. Freeman once again loses his footing right there. There's a couple of areas out there that have been resodded. Freeman slipped earlier in the ball game, didn't cost him anything. I don't believe he had a shot at Corey Seager anyway.
Well, Seager has 6 hits in the series. 4 of them are doubles. And now you've got runners at second and third, still just 1 out. The tying run at the plate is Justin Turner, who homered his last time up. Clippard got Turner to fly out last night to right field to win the 9th. Here comes Chip Hale. And we're going to see a new pitcher here. It's Jake Barrett. Getting interesting in the 9th. Back in a moment. One out in the 9th inning is the right-hander Jake Barrett, a 3.13 ERA in 37 appearances. Jake got an enormous strikeout of Howie Kendrick last night to leave the bases loaded in the 7th inning. In his last 6 appearances, he's given up only 1 hit, but he inherits a mess here. Justin Turner steps up with 1 out as the tying run at the plate. And he's already homered twice in this series, including in his last at bat. First, though, Friday.
Friday against Patrick Corbin up into the camera well in straightaway center field. And then against Daniel Hudson today to the opposite field.
So here we go. Kendrick is at third. Seager's at second. A run is in. 1 out for Turner. Tyler Clippard faced 4 batters in this 9th inning. 3 of them reached. A walk to Utley, a single by Kendrick, and a double by Seager. Diamondbacks elected not to use the challenge on the Kendrick infield single, even though they had a challenge in their back pocket. Barrett behind 2-0. Jake Barrett. It's ironic to talk about it considering the outstanding job that Jake did last night, but he has been much better this year when he starts a clean inning versus when he inherits base runners.
Nice job by Tuffy Gosewich to save a couple of runs right there, blocking 2 sliders in the dirt over near that left-handed batter's box, keeping those runners at second and third for the Dodgers.
Well, you got first base open here. Andrew Tolles is on deck. Barrett behind 3-0. Base hit. Kendrick scores. They will wave Seager. And it's a 1-run ball game.
Roberts likes to turn his hitters loose, especially those guys in the middle of the lineup. With a 3-0 count, Justin Turner gets a middle of the plate fastball, bangs it into that gap in left center field. Dodgers pull within a run.
That's 4 RBIs today for Justin Turner. And he is the tying run at first with 1 out. The hitter is Andrew Tolles. Tolles lined out to third his first time up. Dodger fans starting to make some noise for the first time today. Fastball misses in, and it's 1-0. A 3-run LA ninth. And still just 1 out. Mike Butcher again. Jake Barrett so far has thrown 5 pitches, 4 of them outside the strike zone.
2 more inherited runners score against Jake Barrett, giving him 16 inherited runners scoring, most in the majors this year. We talked about it last night. As the bullpen evolves over the course of the season, certain guys will fall into certain roles, and some guys are much better when they come in with a clean slate to start an inning. Other guys seem to rise to the occasion with some traffic on the bases when they come in out of that bullpen.
Well, the Dodger dugout spring into life. They feel like they can win the ball game down there. Suddenly back in it for the first time really tonight. They got 2 in the 8th and now 3 in the 9th. 6-5 ball game with 1 out. There's a chopper over the mound that gets into center field. Turner takes the turn and heads for third, and he's in there. 4 straight Dodgers have reached with 1 out.
Bouncer off that hard dirt right in front of home plate, over the mound, over the bag at second, and on into center field as Justin Turner heads on to third.
Yasiel Puig. Turner is the tying run with 1 down. Tolles is the go-ahead run at first. Puig singled back in the 6th inning. He is 1 for 3. He's also been hit by a pitch. Struck out his last time up against Daniel Hudson. Coming off an 0 for 5 last night.
I'd love to see that double play grounder. Diamondbacks are going to have to hurry, though. Good speed at first, good speed at the plate.
Oh, and 2. Tough, he goes a wish. Big time block right there with the tying run at 3rd.
Earning his keep back there in this inning. He has really been dirt dogging. This is a changeup in the dirt from Jake Barrett, way over in that left-handed batter's box. Fortunately, Tuffy closed that right arm down against his body to keep that one in front.
One and 2. Puig gets time.
Designated play right there. Tuffy wanted Jake Barrett just to come up into the set position and hold the ball. See if you could get Tolles to maybe commit to second base over there, run themselves into an out. There's a pitch out.
Tolles has good speed at first. No. Fly ball, right field. Freeman will give it a look in foul ground, but it's in the seats. It was Puig who had a big at bat in the 12th inning last night. Bases loaded, 2 down, and grounded out against Randall Delgado to end the threat and the inning. Another big spot right here. Barrett ahead 1 and 2. Got him. Well, we didn't know anything about Chris Taylor when he showed up Friday night and almost hit for the cycle. His first big league homer went out of here for a grand slam. He's had another good day today, a walk and 2 singles. And he's the last man standing in Dodger blue.
Certainly a small sample size, but Chris Taylor has shown me that he can hit a fastball. Ideally, you go after him in breaking pitches, change ups. But that's not Jake Barrett's strong suit.
Turner at 3rd, Tolles at first, 2 outs. 0-1. Last time the Diamondbacks won a series against the Dodgers here at Chase Field last April. They got a dramatic walk-off win in 12 innings last night. Trying to close out this one Sunday afternoon and take 2 of 3. The 0-1 to Chris Taylor. 0-2. Slider got him. D-back Nation wants this one, and they've earned it. Tough it hangs on, and the Diamondbacks win it. First career save for Jake Barrett, and the D-backs win the series.
I mentioned that off-speed stuff is not Jake Barrett's strong point, but boy, did he throw 2 great sliders there to Taylor to punch him out and end this ballgame.
Jake Barrett picks up his first save. The Diamondbacks have their first series win over the Dodgers here at Chase Field since last April, so a lot to talk about. Diamondbacks Live postgame show is standing by with Jody Jackson. Jody.
That's right, Steve. Thanks so much. We'll break it all down here in the postgame show. Bob will stick around a little bit, and we'll look at Robbie Ray's 7 scoreless innings. And yes, it was a high-wire act by the pen there. Justin Turner making this a game with 4 runs batted in the 8th and 9th innings. So stay with us. It's been a big night down at Tarazi. Out there throwing out the first pitch. It was Baxter's birthday, and Robbie Ray coming up with a huge outing. Coming up on the postgame show, D-backs Live presented by CenturyLink, we will have reaction both from the field and in the clubhouse with Kate Longworth doing the interviews. And we will take a look at what this series win could mean for the D-backs. Stay tuned, it's all coming your way next.